My name is Rabbi Baruch Purton. I'm the Rabbi of Beth Zion Congregation in Montreal, and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This Shabbat has a special name. It's called Shabbat HaGadol, the Great or Big Shabbat. And there's an interesting custom. On Shabbat afternoon, many people actually begin reading the Haggadah. And one of my favorite stories from the Haggadah involves Rebbe Eliezer ben Azariah. Let me read a few words. Omer Rebbe Eliezer ben Azariah. Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah says, Harei ani keven shivim shana. I am like a 70-year-old man. And the obvious question is, either you're 70 or you're not 70. What's this, I'm like a 70-year-old man? And the answer is, there's actually a backstory. There's a Jewish court, the biggest assembly. It's called the Anshe Knesset HaGadola. And the man in charge of it was a man by the name of Rabbi Gamliel. And he got fired from the job. And they went over to Rebbe Eliezer ben Azariah, Rabbi Azariah, and they said to him, we want you to be the new Nasi, the president, the head of the most prestigious rabbinic court in all of history. Now, most people would say yes, they might say no, but what did Rebbe Eliezer ben Azariah say? He said, I need to go home and discuss it with my wife. He goes home and discusses it with his wife, and his wife says, well, maybe they'll fire you like they fired Rabbi Gamliel. And she has all sorts of other arguments. Finally, she pulls out the biggest argument at all. You're only 17 years old. He was a brilliant scholar, but he was young. He was 17 years old. He said, you know what? That's a good question. Let's sleep on it. The next morning when he woke up, his beard had gone prematurely gray. His hair had gone gray. He wasn't an old man, but he looked like an old man. And that's why it says, Harei ani keven, I'm like a 70-year-old man. All sorts of insights we can get from the story. However, the most important insight that we can walk away from is the fact that he went home and asked his wife. The respect that he showed her to include her in this decision. Instead of making it on his own, he went home and said, I need your input. In fact, the Talmud says women have what's called bina yetera, special intuition. They get it. They can see things. They can sense things. And they can appreciate things in a way that men just can't. We don't get it. And they get it intuitively. Passover is an interesting time because while we want to be partners and roll up our sleeves, whether you like it or not, unfortunately, most of the work for preparing for Passover comes from the women. They do a lot of the grunt work. It's an opportunity, however. Rebbe Eliezer ben Azariah is teaching us that your wife, your spouse, is a partner, an equal. You have to take her into consideration. You have to be sensitive. You have to be respectful. And most importantly, be appreciative. Shabbat Shalom.